Hello, I'm Jeff Winkler. I'm here with one of my students in IB film class.
I'm William Crouch. I'm a junior at Denton High School.
I asked William to do a presentation on structuralist film theory, and he's going to do his presentation right now for us.
Okay, so I guess we'll start. Here's the first slide. It's going to show what the film theory is about structuralism. And here's a little definition of structuralism. And basically, structuralism is things can only be understood when they're like in relation to a larger structure. So, like with a computer, you don't really understand what a computer is until you know like what you need to use it for, which is a larger structure, like its uses. And so, in film, structuralism is using a sequence of images that convey an idea. So, like a series of shots would convey a larger theme or idea in the film. And here we have a little clip from Incredibles that I think conveys an overall structure and idea through the shots.
Okay, so it's things that grow off another thing.
Yeah, and as they grow, they get so larger and larger and creates overarching idea.
So how's that happening in this shot?
Well, one of the characters, one that just appeared, is Syndrome, and he was a sidekick to the character in Red, Mr. Incredible, and he's now a villain. And later in the clip, it shows how he transformed from being an innocent little kid that was a sidekick to him to becoming an adult who's a villain.
This is where he makes the realization here.
Yeah, and it shows just how much he's changed, but he's still almost like a kid. And here's where I think it really starts. It just the scenes seem very similar, and it shows how he's still a kid, like at heart, and the same like tendencies and everything, but he's changed at the same time.
So it's the growth. He starts off as a little kid. He has disappointment in his life, and he grows up, but he never really overcame that disappointment.
Yeah, he's still haunted by his past, and it kind of affects him to this day.
Okay.
And so in the next slide, we're going to look at the shots themselves and kind of see how they display structuralism. So in this first scene, it's the one where Syndrome has his arms spread out, and in the next slide, it's the same scene. It's basically the same thing. He's doing the same exact body position, but years earlier, and it kind of shows how even though he's grown up, he does the same body positions and the same exact things.
So it's mirroring the childlike behavior, which this was the earlier period of time. The childlike behavior of having the arms out is mirrored as an adult having the arms out as well.
Yeah, and here it's a scene where it just kind of shows his transformation and how before he idolized Mr. Incredible, and now he sort of despises him.
This is that moment of change right here.
Yeah.
Okay, with that stare down the eyes. I notice throughout all these shots here, his eyes are very prominent.
Yeah.
And it's the same almost innocent look to these eyes.
And here I have two images. One's of him, Syndrome as a kid, and one's him as an adult. And it's the same angle, and it shows how he's still a kid at heart, and he has the same body position still.
So where the eyes right here are at that angle, at the same angle they're shooting the eyes here, and the angle of the body matches the angle of the body that's happening here, to show that the characters are the same.
Yeah, and it shows he's still affected by his past because he has that still intense hatred for Mr. Incredible after all these years, and it's that overall structure that I was talking about.
And the one on the left over here, he has almost an innocent look, and the other one he has a villainous look, but the poses are remarkably the same.
Yeah. And one of the things that structuralism can do in film is it can create a theme for it. And one of the themes in Incredibles, I think, is that the past can come back to haunt you. And in the case of Syndrome, it's still haunting him to this day, and it's affecting him in his adult life, even though it was years before.
So the theme of the past haunting you, is that the only theme that structuralism can examine?
It's not the only one. There can be multiple ones. It's just that's one that was very prominent in The Incredibles.
So it would be that something happened in your past affects you today.
Yeah.
Or something that grew from, or something had changed you. So, example would be, if I'm correct here, would be if you were beaten as a child, okay, and then as an adult you go on to beat your own child, and perpetuate the same syndrome. If you're you're son of an alcoholic, and then you become an alcoholic as an adult. That would be examples of structuralism.
Yeah, it's that overall growth that happens. You create, like, as a child, it's that little, like, there's that little bit, but it keeps growing and growing, like a snowball effect, kind of.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to us today about that.
No problem.